Good morning, everybody. It's RM here, and welcome to Sunday Brunch. I hope everybody is well. Good morning to you, Tom Jr. Jackson. Hope you are well, and it's so great to see you here. Tom, you and I were just talking last night. I fell asleep, um, but so good to see you here. And there's a lot to talk about that's going on. I had an amazing morning. I went to the boardwalk this morning. It was finally a normal beach day. So although it is 10:30 here, I've been out all morning for the last maybe 4 or 5 hours, and I feel really good. Good morning to Tom Jr. Jackson. So good to see you, and I hope you are well. I also want to say good morning to Norwegian Kryptonian. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. It is so great, and there is a lot of things that I do want to talk about. A lot of things that I'm still trying to wrap my head around in entertainment. Good morning, Efren Guzman, to you. So great to see you this morning. Hope you are well. Also, looks like we have Nathan Trujillo. Hey, Nathan says, good morning. What's up? Well, good morning to you, Nathan. I'm enjoying this wonderful summer day in Long Beach, New York. Mario Lopez is here. Hi, Mario. Mario says, hi here. Hi there. It's really hot in Portugal, Mario. We finally have a hot day here in New York, and I will take it. But I can imagine it must be steamy. I hope you get a chance to go to the beach or a pool or something like that, Mario, just to cool off a little bit. And Tom Jr. Jackson says, good morning to the billowing goddess of fandom. Wow, Tom, thank you so much. You know, I love that so much. It's so kind of you. And yes, my hair is billowing. It is so warm that even with the air on, I have to have a fan on because it's just so hot. So, and I think my hair got a little lighter. Sometimes the sun bleaches it a little bit. Uh, so it looks like a different color, but that's okay. That's what happens when you're out in the sun. Wex Wuther is here. Says, what's up? Beautiful as ever. What kind words, Wex Wuther? I so appreciate that. That is so kind of you. And Retro Nerd Girl is here. Retro Nerd Girl says, good morning, and Tom Jr. Jackson and everyone in the chat, guys. Certainly, we are finally in the summer months. Many of you, where you are right now, it is nice and warm. Hope you are enjoying this warm weather. We don't get it all the time. So, this is the type of, at least, temperatures that I'm comfortable in. Mario, I know you said it's really hot. Well, where I am, it's in the 60s. But it feels like it's in the 80s. So it's actually warming up. It says 73, so it actually increased in temperature a little bit. And I have a feeling by 1 o'clock, it might get up to a high of 80. Who knows? But it turned out to be a very sunny day. And I love days like that. I also want to say good morning to Lugnuts. Lugnuts6. Oh, good morning, Lugnuts. Lugnuts says if it's Sunday, it's a positively brunch-tastic one. Hello, you dreamy, gorgeously hot diamond, and the maniac of fun, Russ. Well, thank you so much, Lugnut6. Russ is not here today, but Lugnut6, thank you so much for the kind words. So, so kind. And I appreciate every single one of those kind words. Tom Jr. Jackson says, yeah, it's humid here too. It is really, really humid, Tom, but that's okay. I was walking through the ocean, which was freezing cold this morning. It was freezing, but it really does cool you down. So it's a kind of a combination of the warm air, warm, humid air, and then that cool water. And it's like, whoa, that is invigorating. I'm just enjoying being out here in Long Beach. Mikey Lito says, good Sunday morning, and everyone, guys. Good morning. Absolutely. And guys, don't forget to check out Retro Nerd Girl's YouTube channel here. It's in the chat, along with Mikey Lito's YouTube channel, Mikey Lito Live. And Tom, I don't see your link, Tom Jr. Jackson. Can you please put your link in the chat so I can put it up? Now, Dino Dinosaur is here. Hey, Dino Dinosaur says flash earrings are, yes, it is. These are flash earrings. You know, I like my bold earrings like this. I like the kind of retro look, and I enjoy wearing that. And I have these earrings in many colors. Dinosaur, just for fun, just enjoying life. So thank you for noticing. And it's great to see you, Dinosaur. Now, Mario Lopez says where he's at, it's 31 degrees C or 90 degrees. Whoa, that is warm, Mario. Sure hope you're staying cool. Hope you have air or a fan. Maybe where you live, there's a cool breeze somewhere, but I hope you are staying comfortable, and I hope your family as well. Stavros is here, says, hey there, the show shall go on. Absolutely, Stavros. I don't like to miss a Sunday brunch if I can help it. It is very, very warm. And even Lugnut6 is saying, by the way, it's supposed to be in the 90s this week here in Jackson, Michigan. Wow, in the 90s in Michigan. Wow. Oh my goodness gracious. That is warm. Looks like it's a heat. Well, maybe I don't know whether it is a heat wave. Wex Muther, I didn't take any, but maybe I will start doing that because I want to actually broadcast one of my Sunday brunches from the beach. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing that at some point. And it has to be the right conditions. It can't be too windy. It can't be too loud where I am. And where I think I might find a spot on the beach, it might be quiet. And if I could find a quiet spot, then I could broadcast from the beach and just kind of have a summer broadcast, which is what I ideally would like to do. Tom Jr. Jackson says it's 69 degrees and cloudy here. Tom, it's actually sunny where I am. Tom and I are about 4 hours away. Mikey Lito and I are even closer, I think. But we're all in the same vicinity, just enjoying all of this, guys. And make sure you subscribe to Tom Jr. Jackson's YouTube channel. That's right, guys. This past week, Tom had a fantastic interview with Maria Espino from After the Sequels. It was so good. Tom, you did such a great job. Make sure you like and subscribe. Lugnut6 says, nice earrings, RM. We can now say that you just gave us a flash. Yes, absolutely. It is. Yeah, it's true. And Tom has been kind enough to put the link to his interview with Maria Espino right here in the chat. So if you guys click on that, you can watch it and enjoy this interview. It's fantastic, Tom. It was just absolutely wonderful. Mikey Lito says, at least the air quality is good and it doesn't smell. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, it's actually a great day on the island, isn't it, Mikey Lito? I'm still trying to figure out what Mummy might want to do today. She said she wants to go out, but if she doesn't want to go out, I'm going back to the beach, guys. I'm going to go back to the beach. And I can go to shopping later. I don't have to necessarily go shopping right now. So this is something that my mother is deliberating over as she's having her brunch. She's got her brunch. She has her treats. And she's sitting in the living room trying to figure out what to do. And I do kind of want to talk about Mom for a second and something that she watches all the time, which you guys obviously knew I was going to talk about. Retro Norco says it's only 65 degrees, but the humidity is making it feel 30 degrees warmer. Yeah, that humidity hits you. It hits you hard. And I'm telling you, I always have to have a fan. Even with the air con, it's not enough. It doesn't necessarily remove everything when it's let's say 80% humidity. What is our humidity here? I guess I could tell you what it is just by looking at my phone because it's on there. 82% humidity, guys, 82%. And I would go so far as to say that I happen to be, Tom and I are somewhat near ocean areas. Some of you who are near water areas, if it's a lake or whatever, your humidity is higher. It's higher. So, I know that it says 80 something, but it's probably more like maybe 85% humidity here, everybody. Now, I do want to mention something. Mario Lopez is mentioning Extraction 2 is amazing. Wow, Mario. I haven't even seen Extraction 1, and I know Extraction 2 is that film with Hemsworth. I can't wait to see it. I've heard everybody is raving about it. Was this a film that was in the theater or because I can't remember, but everybody was saying that this is what Thor should have been like, or they prefer Hemsworth in Extraction 2 versus Thor Love and Thunder. I've heard people say that a number of times, but honestly, Extraction 2 does sound amazing. I have to watch Extraction, the first one, and I haven't watched it. So hopefully I will be able to see it coming up at some point. And Retro Nerd Girl says she loves the flash earrings. Thank you, Retro Nerd Girl. You know we like our retro stuff. This is certainly, going back to my childhood. Honestly, I always wanted earrings like this. My mother's like, "You're not going to wear earrings like that. You have to wear respectable earrings." This is not unrespectable earrings, but it is a little different. Like it's party style earrings, and so I'm wearing them and I'm enjoying them. It is absolutely wonderful. Stubble McShave is here. Hi, Stubble. Stubble says we're having sunshine at 26 degrees. 79 degrees Fahrenheit. That sounds wonderful, Stubble. That sounds fantastic. And Stubble, I did a fantastic video with Stubble when we reviewed the Andy Weir book, Project Hail Mary. That was such a wonderful book, Stubble. And I really do appreciate you recommending the book, Project Hail Mary. It was amazing. Andy Weir, who also wrote The Martian, guys, if you are familiar with that movie and the book, if you like those, you will love Project Hail Mary. I think it was such a fantastic story. And certainly I'm excited to see it be made into a film. I guess, Stubble, when they make the film, you and I will review it when it comes out. But yeah, it's great to see you, Stubble McShave. And guys, do check out Maria Espino's channel from after the sequels. Certainly do want to see what she has on there, because she's making a fan film about Star Wars. It's called The Chosen One. And she has so many videos and she keeps you up to date about what's going on with the project. I think it is very interesting. And for those of you who want to make a film, whether it's a fan film, a documentary, or whatever, you can actually go to her channel and follow her process, and it will help you complete your film. She's very clear about things. And one of the things that she did that's really important from the get-go is to give the actors a master class in how to act. And also the second thing she did was to give them a master class in production of movies. And I could be mixing that up a little bit, but I think you guys get the general idea. She talks about doing those classes. It's so important for development of creators, for development of people who want to, do projects. It's so important to have that, trying to figure out what systems you should work in and things like that. So I really appreciate that she shares her process with us. You can go from one point to the next and understand what that development is like. Maria has worked on so many things. Of course, the last time I spoke to her was during I did watch the interview that you did with her, Tom, but also during some gaming streams, which I didn't game yesterday, but I will be gaming today, hopefully later tonight. But it's not going to be when I should be out at the beach or walking on the boardwalk. So I certainly won't. Yeah. Mikey Lito, thank you so much, says, yeah, I saw you out and about yesterday. Oh, Mikey, if you ever want to come to Long Beach, let me know, because it would be great to go to the beach with you one of these days, Mikey Lito, and just kind of enjoy and spend the day. Or if you get tired, we could come to my house and just rest or whatever you like. But it'd be great to have you over, Mikey Lito, since I know you're just a short train ride away, or even an Uber away. Same for you, Tom Jr. Jackson. So this summer, I do plan on seeing Tom Jr. Jackson. And Tom was mentioning when I was speaking to him yesterday, or while we were doing the Blade Runner review on the Burnettwork yesterday, Tom had mentioned that he hadn't really seen the film, let's say, in its entirety. Maybe he caught bits and pieces of it. And Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what you said. And I was looking to see where they might have or be playing Blade Runner this summer, because I want to watch it in a movie theater. And I'm like, it'd be great to have Tom there and see his reaction after seeing it. So I'm excited for that. Bifer the Hobbit is here. Hi, Bifer. Bifer says, hi, Art, and hello, Tom Jr. Jackson. Now, Tom Jr. Jackson is mentioning that the next interview might be with Rob sometime this week. That is so exciting. Tom Jr. Jackson, I am so looking forward to that interview. Mikey Lito says, good morning to everybody. Retro Nerd Girl, the queen of the Midwest. And Bifer mentions that Extraction 2 is only on Netflix. I've heard so much about it. I don't know. I really should watch it. I don't know why I'm holding off on watching Extraction 2 when I've heard so much about it, so how incredible it is. And my other question is, are they going to continue the series? Is there going to be a part 3? You guys know I absolutely love seeing movies like this, especially with men as toxic males. It's a huge thing. Honestly, I think it's so important for us to see roles like this, especially for somebody like Hemsworth, because he is badass. This man is badass. He is somebody who's incredibly strong. He believes in protecting. He's a protector. He has all these toxic male traits that I think are so important for us to see in cinema. And, this is exactly what we're looking for. Last year, there was Reacher, and we had some incredible shows. We had Jack Ryan with, as well, a version of Jack Ryan. We also had The Contractor and The Terminal List. So, I haven't seen as much this year. So it's nice to see something like Extraction. Certainly want to enjoy a show like this. And Mario Lopez says Art and Russ should talk about Extraction 2 movies next week. Yeah, Russ saw it and he said it was amazing. So when Russ comes back, we certainly will talk about it. I haven't seen it yet, so I feel like I can't talk about it because I don't know much about it. I haven't seen Extraction #1, Mario Lopez. I haven't seen the first one. So I really do want to check out the first one. I know it must be incredible. And look at Hemsworth here. He looks so badass. That's exactly what we want to see. I love seeing Hemsworth like this. I think it really does kind of show off his masculinity. And I like to see masculinity in somebody like this. So I think that it's a triumph for him if we could get to see him this way. Mario, you've spoken so highly of this film, and so many people have spoken highly of it, with Byfor saying it's Netflix only. Was the first one also on Netflix? Because there is a part 1, right? I promise you I'm going to catch up here. Tom Jr. Jackson says, I just got back from the store almost 20 to 30 minutes ago. Oh, interesting, Tom. Interesting. It's just so beautiful out. Guys, don't forget, tomorrow, Lorraine and I will be doing Ladies of the PGS on the Burnettwork at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please do check that out. And yeah, Tom, that audiobook for Project Hail Mary is unbelievable. Yeah. So let me see. I just wanted to see if anybody else was mentioning anything about that one. Okay. So let me just put this back up here. Byfer says, I saw 7 movies in theaters this weekend. Wow, 7 movies, Byfer. I haven't done that since I was a kid. 7 movies, or at least like a film festival. But wow, Byfer, that's unbelievable. He says, I saw 7 movies in theaters this weekend, and my favorite was God is a Bullet. More violent than Man on Fire and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Oh my gosh, Byfer, I got to put that on the list. It sounds unbelievable. What a title. I don't suppose you could tell me what it's about without spoiling it. But Byfer, I'm so glad you mentioned that film. And certainly, Byfer, I was kind of curious as to whether or not you're at a film festival or something like that. Okay. And yes, I'm assuming right now you're talking about, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Tom, but maybe you're talking about Maria Espino's film coming up, but I don't know. I think that's what you are saying. I think you're saying The Chosen One by Maria Espino is an animated fan film, and not just one, but 3 films and a television show. So it's going to be a lot of content that we're getting from Maria. Can't wait for that. Retro Nurgle says the Extraction movies are the kind of movies a lot of fans have been looking for. I have compared it to Rambo meets John Wick. The director is a former Marvel movie stuntman. Wow. Oh my gosh. Absolutely have to do this. And watch this film. Thank you, Retro Nerd Girl, for telling me. Now we have Keely Chow, who's here. Good morning, Keely Chow. Roll Tide to you. Keely Chow, roll tide. Hope you are well. Hope where you are, let us know what the weather is like, Keely Chow. Everybody's been talking about the temperatures here. It finally feels like summer here, and I'm enjoying it. And Bonzo Kilborn says, I'm going to do a fan film about the rebel takeover of Coruscant. That's very interesting, Bonzo. I really like that. Anything with Coruscant in it, piques my interest. As you know, I spend my weekends and holidays on Coruscant, and my alter ego character, who's sort of she's a, what do you call it? Social climber. In the Coruscant set. So yeah, I love Coruscant and anything like that. It's fantastic, Bonzo. I can't wait to see what you get up to. Retro Nurgle says the director's name is Sam Hardgrave for Extraction. This is what a triumph. And we're lucky we have it because it feels like it's a desert when it comes to movies like that. What else is out there? I don't know. This might be it. And it would have been interesting if it had been in the theater, but I'm still grateful that we got anything at all these days with the uncertainty of what is going on. Stavros is here. Hi, Stavros. Stavros says, "Oh my God, a Tom and Artem meetup." Yeah, definitely. It's about time. Tom is, I'd say, about 4 hours away. I've met Mikey Lito already, actually a few years ago. And I'm sure Mikey Lito and I will also get together at another time. Mikey Lito, you say the date, and we can certainly meet up. But yes, yeah, it's going to be fun. Tom Jr. Jackson lives in such a beautiful town, right on the edge of Connecticut and Rhode Island. So I am really excited to go out there. Maybe I'll go to Sag Harbor and then take the ferry over. That might be the best way to do it. So we'll see how it happens that way. But I can also take Metro North up to the farthest point, and then maybe take an Uber into where your town, Tom. I've looked into it. I've looked into it, and I can't remember what the farthest stop is, but it doesn't stop in your town, but it's close enough. Yes, guys, don't forget, there is a 2 p.m. show of Let's Get Physical Media on the Burnettwork, and that's going to be a fantastic show with Robert and with Dieter, of course. Bonzo says, "A gentle breeze follows wherever you go, even inside. Thanks for being here for another wonderful brunch." What a sweet thing, Bonzo Kilborn. I so appreciate the kind words, and it is great to see you as well. I enjoy so much hearing about where everybody is, what you're doing, what you're excited about, what you're not excited about, and just keeping in touch with you all, because it really does make me so happy to see how everyone is. Thank you, Bonzo, for such kind words. Stavros says, "Extraction was so good. I love the action and lore. Yes, it got greenlit for a trilogy." Yes. Okay. So guys, I have a feeling that, yeah, I'm going to ask Russ. With that being said, Stavros, I'm going to ask Russ to be ready for a full-on review of Extractions 1 and 2 next Sunday. We're going to have a deep dive into Extraction. And I think it'll be fun. I think that's going to be a very unique show. And I think Russ will be very happy with it, because he seems to be excited about Extraction. He has also been talking about it. So I know it must be remarkable. All of you have been saying such fantastic things about it. Yes, and Tom Jr. Jackson says, "Yes, it's lit for a part 3. So happy for that." Hey, look at this. Irene Jobson is here. Hi, Irene. How are you? Says, "Hello, Autumn and Kurt." Hi, Irene. So glad that you are here. Yes, I am alone today. So I decided to go solo today. I'm actually very excited, although I'm kind of I'm trying to pace myself, but I'm very excited from this morning because the weather was so great, and it feels like it's summertime, and I get very energetic and hyper at that point, and I don't want to completely overwhelm myself. And as Tom says, just remember to breathe when you're talking. It's like, just take your time, breathe, or else, like, what happens is that I end up running out of air and then I can't speak. So I'm breathing, Tom. I'm breathing. So yes, I am alone today. I had a great morning at the beach this morning, Irene. It was pretty much perfect. And I am contemplating whether after Sunday brunch, whether I'm going to take my mother out or whether I'm going to go back, because when the weather's like this, I just want to enjoy every minute of it. But it's so great to see you, Irene. Retro Nerd Girl says, "Netflix will make a part 3 of Extraction if a lot of people watch it. I am trying to tell everyone I know it's pretty good." Oh, wow. Oh, that's great to know. And even Bonzo is saying Extraction 2 was amazing. Thor is the man. They definitely set it up for a third movie with Idris. Did you say Idris Elba? Idris Elba. Oh my gosh. I love Idris Elba. I can't wait to see a third with Idris. That is so wonderful. The last time I saw something with Idris Elba was the Luther film that he made this year, which was phenomenal. It was incredible. Anything that Idris is in, I seem to enjoy. Even Beast He did that film last year with the lion, and I enjoyed that. So I don't mind seeing Idris. I think this is going to be amazing. And thank you, Bonzo, for bringing that to my attention. Had no idea that Idris would be making an appearance in the next Extraction. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. Tom Jr. Jackson says, did you miss RM and Stubble McShay's review of Project Hail Mary? Check it out right here, the replay, guys. Do check it out. It's on the Burnettwork. It's a fantastic review. I even put chapters in. Maybe I put too many chapters, but I put a lot of chapters in that review. So certainly do check that out. Bonzo says, Extraction 1 and or 2 for a watch along with Lorena. Yeah, I could ask her that. I could ask Lorena if she wants to do that. That would be amazing. We should be doing stuff like that, especially on our toxic male appreciation. We should be doing that. But let's see. I don't know how much time we have on those days because our show is an hour and we wouldn't be able to do the full watch party. But let me ask Lorena. I will definitely let her know that a request has been made for us to watch Extractions Part 1 and 2. You know how much we love it. We watched The Terminal List. We watched Reacher. You guys know we love toxic male shows like this, where we see men as the protector, a masculine role as whatever it is. We embrace masculinity and reject modernity. So we enjoy that. Now, Tom Jr. Jackson and I were talking last night about a movie called Polite Society, which has gotten a lot of chatter. Polite Society has made several rounds at the different film festivals. In fact, I think the last one I saw it at was maybe at the Tribeca or Sundance Film Festival this year. And it was in the theaters as well. Here it says it's streaming on Peacock. Certainly something to check out. Polite Society, a movie that came out this year and really is very interesting. So, Tom, did you actually see Polite Society? Did you get a chance? I can't remember. You probably told me in a message, and for some reason, I can't seem to remember whether you told me you saw it or not. But let's see. What did you say? You said, I can't tell. But yeah, check it out, guys. Last night I did a stream with I can't even speak, with Lorena Creole, and the stream was that we watched 2001 Space Odyssey, and it was fantastic. I mean, it's one of those films that you can watch over and over again. But before that, I ended up doing a show on the Burnettwork about Blade Runner. So I had a full day yesterday as well. With everything that I had to do. Oh yeah, Irene, you noticed? Is my hair a different color? Look, it's lighter, right? Sometimes when I go out in the sun, it gets lighter. My hair is brown, but it's like the highlights there's highlights there. Thalia, hi Thalia, how are you today? Says good morning, everybody. She's got her coffee in her hand. It is so great to see you, Thalia. It's so nice to see you. Hope you are well. Certainly appreciating you being here. Bifer says God is a Bullet is about a cult Satanist who takes a little girl and the father trying to find his missing daughter. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing, Bifer. That sounds amazing. I really enjoy something like that. I think that's incredible. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I'm putting it on the list as we speak. Certainly excited for it. God is a Bullet. I really enjoy and am happy that you went ahead and recommended it for us. And of course, you've screened it, so it's good, as you've said, and that is always great. Tom Jr. Jackson says you can check out the trailer for Polite Society. He put the link in there, and it is a very interesting looking film. Yeah, Mikey Lito says this is more ladies I've seen in a YouTube chat in a long time, a safe space. Yeah, it really is. This is true. And Irene says, oh, I love when y'all meet up. I wish I could have a meetup with you guys. Yeah, it would be great. Maybe one of these days we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is a lot of ladies here today with Talia, with Irene, with myself, with Retro Nerd Girl. Absolutely great that the ladies are here this morning. Certainly just pleased as punch to see you all. And yeah, Irene, yeah, we're gonna meet up. Mikey Lito, you let me know when you want to meet up. It'd be great to meet up with you again. Of course, you say the word. Um, and Tom says I'd go and meet Irene, but she would never let me leave, and no one would hear from me again. I love it so much. And we also have Mikey Lito saying, yes, traveling in this area has become a one ticket ride now. We just have to keep our phones charged up. Yeah, Mikey Lito, really. If you want to come out to Long Beach, let me know if you want to spend the day at the beach or something like that. Irene Jobson says, this one's for the girls. Thank you, Irene, for the $5 super chat. Irene, I so appreciate that. It is so kind of you. Enjoying the summer day, enjoying this stream and listening to you all. Just really having so much fun. And I so appreciate it. I have my coffee here, my tea here. This one's for the girls. Thank you, Irene. So appreciated. That means that when I go to the boardwalk tomorrow morning, I can get some coffee and hear the 411 about what's going on in town. So appreciated. It's so wonderful, Irene. It means so much to me. And it really does help me to continue to do things like this stream and other projects, Irene. So I so appreciate it. Now, Retro Nerd Girl says, can't wait for the deep dive of Extraction. Retro Nerd Girl, it's going to be deep. It is going to be deep. I am so excited to see what it's going to be like. As you know, I haven't seen parts 1 or 2, so it's completely new to me. It's going to be so much fun to see this. A Dino Dinosaur says, and Tom, did you watch the drama roundtable? Bella Ramsey, Diego Luna, Patrick Stewart, Helen Mirren, and more. I didn't watch the drama roundtable, Dino Dinosaur, but maybe we should watch it. It would be wonderful to see that. Of course, I watched all of these actors in so many different things. Of course, The Last of Us, as well as Andor, Picard season 3. So many different things for so many of these actors. Helen Mirren is in a show with Kevin Costner, right? I can't remember whether it's like a Western kind of thing, or she's out on some kind of a ranch or something, right? Let me know, Dino Dinosaur. I haven't watched it, but tell us what you liked about it, Dino Dinosaur. Also, let's see. Oh, yes, Stavros Oppenheimer. Stavros says, I'm so pumped for Oppenheimer, but I do have a bad feeling Barbie will win out. Oh, wow. I hadn't thought about that. You know something, Stavros? Cillian has made some very interesting films. One of the first films I saw him was in a movie called Anthropoid. And guys, you know I do historical films here on the Burnettwork. And well, not just, I'm not on the Burnettwork now, but I do them on the Burnettwork, but I also do them here on Positive Fandom with Darth Plato. We review historical films. This week we're going to be doing, what are we doing? I think we're doing Gettysburg this upcoming week. I have to look in the calendar, but the point is that we've done Glory. We've done, what was the other one we did? A lot of them. For some reason, they're all escaping my mind. But the point is that we're very, very eager for Oppenheimer to come out. And I also talked about, I think on the last ladies of the PGS, shows that you should be checking out before Oppenheimer gets released. And one of them, is, of course, is Chernobyl. But there's another one that comes to mind, and that's the one about the Fukushima Daiichi plant in Japan. It's called Days, Days, and I think it's either on Netflix or something like that. And it looks amazing. It might be on a Cinemax, Max channel. But if you are excited and eager for Oppenheimer, that's something you should go ahead and look at. I'm so pumped, Stavros, for that. There's another show. I can't remember the name of it, but certainly the one with what's his name? John Cusack. I want to see that one as well. So I'm going to rewatch all these things, and maybe I'll rewatch them live in a watch party. Who knows? But it's so much fun to see all this. Now, Irene says, I used to ride my bike to the beach in high school, 8 miles there. Yeah. Yeah. I believe that, Irene. That must have been so much fun and such a great memory. So great to see something and hear things like that. I love things like that. Mary Lopez says all characters, even small ones, are so well written in Extraction. I even like the bad guys. Wow. Oh my gosh, I really love that. And Irene concurs about Idris. He is amazing. Now, Stavros says, as for the Flash, they should have taken the penalty and recast it. They definitely bit that bullet. Yeah. And of course, Stavros, what we're talking about with the Flash is that, let's hope the box office picks up. July 4th weekend is coming up here in the States. Maybe more people will go and buy tickets domestically. But let's see how it performs. I'm hoping it makes up more cash out there. And, as I said, I was very surprised that the studio was able to pull off still releasing the film with Ezra in it. But there was so much against the film in regards to Ezra's personal life. And I really was not happy that there was this huge backlash about what was going on with him, because that had nothing to do with the film. So, it's unfortunate. And I think that did affect sales in a way. But maybe things will pick up and people will start to go see that. Oh, I didn't know he was in part 2. So Mario's saying Ezra is in part. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Idris is in part 2 of Extraction. I didn't know that. That's good to know. I'm looking forward to that. And guys, just keep in mind, Mikey Lito says, frankly, Ezra was the best part of the Flash. And I couldn't agree, Mikey Lito, more. I thought he was spectacular. I think he looks really good. He's in good physical condition. Without me getting too particular about the details, Mikey Lito, I thought Ezra was in good physical condition, if you know what I mean. Because even Diana says that he's looking good, and he was. Like, he's matured a little bit. He's got a little bit more of that manly look and not so much of the young guy. He's getting his somewhat more mature look. So I really like that. And he had to play 2 roles. That wasn't easy at all. And it didn't feel like they were filmed at separate times, although we know they had to be. They flowed very nicely. I don't know whether he really even needed to. We needed to see him with a group of people, other characters. He might have been able to carry the film solo. I don't know. I mean, it's something to think about. But yes, he was the best part. Yeah, he did a good job. I think he did a good job. Guys, don't forget to check out Lorena Creole's channel. Like and subscribe to her channel, and certainly do watch what she has on the channel. I am on her channel a lot, so make sure you support it. Absolutely. Tom Jr. Jackson says he hasn't watched it yet. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it must be Extraction, but I'm not sure, Tom. Okay. Irene says, oh, I missed the one. I think I popped in for Blade Runner. Yeah, I had a few streams this week, and a little bit more than normal. So, oh, really? Mario says Blade Runner is the movie of my life. Isn't it beautiful? One of the things that I like about Blade Runner is just the love story in it between Deckard and Rachel. And I love that they have this encounter, and he tells her. I actually like when Deckard says, tell me that you want me to kiss you or whatever. And I was like, yes, I just love scenes like that in a movie. It is so wonderful. It's really, really romantic. I think it's such a great film, and I love every minute of the romance in that. Mario, did you see my show with Blade Runner on PGS Moving Image? I had Catherine Cook on the show along with Kamran Pasha, where we were discussing Blade Runner. We did that one, and we're going to do a second one, Mario. We're going to do a second PGS Moving Image Blade Runner on the Burnettwork. So please do check it out, Mario. I wasn't sure if you saw it, but it's nice to kind of reminisce and talk about different things. I couldn't remember, Mario, you were there, right? I thought you were there. Maybe not the time of day, Mario. You might have been asleep because you're in Europe. So, and guys, oh, okay. Tom Jr. Jackson is going to be on the Phantasmagorian channel tonight at 10 p.m. For a review of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. So make sure you guys check it out. Make sure you check out the Phantasmagorian channel. You will find Catherine Cook there, Scotty, and Tom. along with Steve Foley, who's a big time PGS member, although I haven't spoken to him in a little while. You will find them all there. A fantastic channel with wonderful review shows. So make sure you catch Tom Jr. Jackson tonight at 10. Irene says, just dug up in my backyard. You won't find him. Oh my gosh, you guys are making me laugh. Now, Stavros, you're talking about Blade Runner 2049. I loved that film too. I really enjoyed it. It was so good. And Stavros says, I loved how it finished it off. And, you know, one of the things we were discussing about Blade Runner, Tom, we're going to talk about TCM. We will talk about that. One of the things that we were talking about Blade Runner is just the fact that, you know, I personally was very surprised to hear anybody say that you didn't need to see the first film in order to enjoy 2049. And I'm like, yeah, you kind of did need to see that. It was really important in the story. So, you know, I'm just really shocked that they would ever say something like that to people who may have never even seen Blade Runner, a whole new generation of science fiction fans who absolutely need to see that. So there it is. Irene, did you change your avatar? Yeah, you did. It looks good. I like that. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mikey Lito. Says that it's in 1923 Harrison Ford. That's the show that she's in. I thought she was also in another show, but I could be wrong. Some kind. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Okay. So it is. That's what it is. A Yellowstone spinoff with Harrison Ford. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was Kevin Costner. That's so weird. But that's okay. Oh, you made it, Tom? You made her profile picture? I love it. I love that. That looks amazing. And Retro Nurgle says, luckily Oppenheimer and Barbie have two totally different audiences. Hopefully that will help them both. Absolutely, Retro Nurgle. You and I are going to see both, I have a feeling. But yeah, they are two totally different audiences. I'm not going to go ahead and say that the same group of people who are seeing Oppenheimer are the same group who are going to see Barbie. I'm definitely seeing Barbie. I have a feeling you're going to see Barbie too, Retro Nerd Girl. And we're both seeing Oppenheimer as well. But yeah, it's Barbie's going to be wonderful. It's just unbelievable that we're getting that film. It might actually be a very good summer for both of them because there isn't a whole lot of competition out there right now, right, Retro Nerd Girl? It's kind of an open field. I hope that they can go ahead and make bank. Tom Jr. Jackson is also looking to both as well. Mikey Lito says, well, I see Oppenheimer first. Well, I will see Oppenheimer first, but I don't want my picture taken outside Barbie box. Mikey Lito, you're making me laugh. Stavros says, yes, the villains in Extraction are tough to root against. Being a parent is hard when you are a boss or a CEO or even a regular human. And Mikey Lito says the suit, very skin tight. He's talking about the suit that Ezra Miller wears as the Flash. That suit, Mikey Lito, yeah, he is quite fit, a quite fit young man, I have to say. And apparently all the young girls who have seen this film are totally gushing over Ezra Miller. So I think that he has matured. That suit is, it's like liquid on him. It's like liquid. Like, he was they poured something on his skin and the suit just formed. It is absolutely wonderful. Certainly brings out all the best in the man. And Anthony, hi, Anthony. Hope you are well. Welcome to Sunday Brunch. I don't know whether I've seen you here before, but you are welcome. It's such a pleasure. Anthony says the opening 15 minutes was outstanding. The chase was incredible. Seeing Ben in that blue and gray bat suit was hot. It's a shame the movie is getting panned and not doing well. Yeah, it is a shame, isn't it? I mean, why can't these films just, here's a thought. Why can't these films just do great? And then, they make bank, they make a reasonable amount of bank. And then, there's always going to be people who love it and don't love it. and then we can have discussions, but at least it could make money. And, all the people who worked so hard on the film can go home and get paid and have, the pleasure of knowing that their hard work paid off. Why can't that be the situation? So I kind of wish that it would make more, especially this summer. I really wish that it would make more. And of course, everybody's eager and excited about the new Indiana Jones is coming up. But I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more, Anthony. I really want the movie to do well. And it's great. Sometimes we love things, sometimes we don't love things. And we can talk about that right here on Positive Fandom because it's fun to do that. But I really wanted this to make, I would say easily, I would have liked it to have made around 800 million. That's what I would have liked it to have made at a minimum. I don't even know how much it's made now, but yeah, that's what I really would hope that it would do. Let's see. Yeah, Mario says he liked Blade Runner 2049. It was so good, Mario. Now, I do want to mention that it's a film that's made, 30 years later after the original. And Blade Runner has a dreamy spell-like quality to it that I love. I think it's almost gentle at times, even though you're looking at a post-apocalyptic urban area. It looks cool. You want to get into one of those flying cars, don't we? I wish I had a flying car like that. I'd hang out with, James Olmos and have him make some origami things for me. He can make me origami earrings, but really kind of enjoy Blade Runner and the romance. You guys know I love romance. I love the thought of Harrison Ford falling in love with Sean Young. And I don't care if they're robots or not. It is beautiful. It's beautiful, magical romance that is just, you can't take your eyes off the screen. Harrison Ford is young then, and so is Sean, and they look incredible. So Tom Judah Jackson says, make sure you check out our Blade Runner discussion, the Blade Runner cinematic legacy, certainly with two very formidable panelists, Catherine Cook and Cameron Pasha. Very lucky to have them do that panel. I enjoyed it so much. We're doing a part 2, guys. If you look on the Burnettwork, you'll see it's scheduled. Tom, you do such great picks. Thank you, Tom. You're great, Tom. Thank you so much. Tom's done a lot of the thumbnails that I have. I've kind of moved him around a little bit, but he's done a lot of them. So he's always doing that or taking pictures of when I'm online streaming and then doing treatments to it. And I so appreciate it, Tom. It's just so wonderful that you're doing that. Thank you for doing that. Tom also does pictures of his Funko Pops as well. He really has a knack for it, and I so appreciate it. Mario says, I also recommend Blade Runner Black Lotus. It kind of connects the two movies. Now, Mario, is that a animated series? I'd like to learn a little bit more about it. I don't know. I haven't seen it. So if you recommend it, then I will go ahead and watch it. Irene, are you? I'm torn between Oppenheimer and Barbie. I will watch both. I love you, Irene. We're going to watch both, Irene. We're going to watch both. And we will be talking about Oppenheimer ad nauseum. Dark Lato and I are going to have like an Oppenheimer week where that's all we are talking about, different topics and things about Oppenheimer and about that subject. We're just going to fan over it. It's going to be nuts. And Barbie, I wish we could do something special with Barbie, but I don't know what. Maybe I'll talk to Lorena, maybe Retro Nerd Girl. We can figure out what we could do, something fun just to celebrate Barbie. Maybe we show up with our Barbies or something, right, guys? Lorena showed us her couture Barbies. I have Barbies that look like they're going out to party. Maybe you have some where you are, Retro Nerd Girl. Maybe we could do something with Barbie. Since I don't think we're going to get another Barbie movie after this. This might be it, right, guys? So that's something to think about. Now, Dino Dinosaur points out the fact that Mission Impossible is out at the same time as Oppie and Barbie. Doesn't make sense to me. Well, that might be completely 3 other crowds, as Retro Nerd Girl was saying, as I'm saying, yeah, maybe the group of guys in Mission Impossible are not going to necessarily see Oppenheimer or Barbie. And I think maybe that's okay. But it's something to think about. Oh, Mario, then you must have been in heaven seeing Ben Affleck there. And I like that they made, you know, at least I do love Ben Affleck, but you know, we saw him for a little while. It would have been nice to have seen a little bit longer. Yeah, this is something that is true. And Bonzo, I've spoken about this. I've said that it really was troublesome that there was so much press on this. Like, it was too much press on Ezra's troubles. It was too much. And that took a lot of time and effort away from how the film could have performed. And it has been 10 years of trouble. They've been trying to make this film forever. Oh my gosh. Stavros says KK made Indy 5 bad on purpose to stick it to everyone. I do feel that, Matt. Well, let's see. Have you seen it, Stavros? Maybe you might like it. I haven't seen it, so I can't say that I'm not going to like it yet until I see it, Stavros. So I certainly am not saying you're incorrect, but I don't know what it's like. So I do really need to see it first before I can say it. But yeah, I'm sorry that that's disappointing to you, Stavros. Let us know after you see it how you feel about the film for sure. I'm interested in what you're thinking. And Mike Alito and I were talking about Ezra's costume again. Cavill stealing clothes off of someone's clothesline. Hemsworth having his clothes ripped off in Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, I do notice all those things too. Yeah, absolutely. Now, yeah, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Mike Alito says, get your movie fixed this year because it looks like next year will be barren. And if that's the case, if next year is barren, then we're going to have a lot of programming where we're looking at movies from years ago. So there's going to be a lot of that happening. So there's that. And we might even have sort of like a film read where we're doing different roles and looking at scripts, at screenplays and things like that, and doing some acting. So that might be coming up maybe for Blade Runner as well, where we can just kind of have fun with it and enjoy it going forward. So guys, just keep that in mind. And Mario, thank you. It is animated. So it's the animated series between Blade Runner 82, I call it 82, and 49. Now, guys, do check out Tom Jr. Jackson's Instagram feed for cool Funko pics. Please do check it out. Like and subscribe to Tom Jr. Jackson's channel, guys. Nathan says, Christopher Nolan said that after special screenings of Oppenheimer, people said the film felt like, oh, then that's the film for me, Nathan. Science, a horror science film, I will take it. I will take it. Thank you, Retro Nerd Girl. I knew I could depend on you. So you know what we need to do? We need to have some kind of Barbie special or something. Lorena has her Barbies. I have my Barbies. You have your Barbies. We got to do something, Retro Nerd Girl. We got to do something with Barbie, right? Let's do something. Mike Alito says it's a horror film, and I'm assuming it's Oppenheimer is the one you're talking about. Yeah, Mike Alito. Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I absolutely see that. Now Irene says, I don't have any of my Barbies, but my daughters have some, at least 20. But Irene, you did have Barbies, right? You did, right? You had them. So I don't know a girl on earth who hasn't had Barbies. And let me know what your favorite one was. I liked the original. It's like a 1962 Barbie. She wears a pink satin dress, and I got her again. I didn't keep the original one. I don't know what happened to her, but I know my brother took her, but he probably didn't. But I love that Barbie so much. I still remember when I got it. It was Christmas at a Christmas party at my father's work, and I went with him to a Christmas party, and they gave out Barbie dolls. And it was like, oh, a Barbie doll. And I was like, I grabbed it. And they were like, yeah, it was such a great memory. I actually see what happens when you think about Barbies. Now for you, for many of you in the chat, you may not have those kinds of memories for Barbie dolls, but boy, that was such a great memory. It was such a great Christmas party. And yeah, it just was amazing. That was a very happy moment. So yeah, Barbie kind of brings a lot of that back. Mario Lopez says that KK ruined all Lucasfilm IPs, and that's not easy task to do. Well, you know something, as I said, Mario, yeah, it's unfortunate that different things happen with it and the direction that it went in. And but she's happy with it. That's what she wanted to do. So yeah, it's hard. it's hard. Lucasfilm movies, it's hard. I think that there's been trouble with it since the prequels. So I don't know. I think you make a good point, Mario. Um, yeah, Nathan says, yeah, negative press about Ezra was due to his illegal actions. The journalists and reviewers were merely taking his behavior. Absolutely, Nathan. And it was a lot. And a lot of people noticed it, you know? So, yeah. All right. So I have to also tell you, oh, Jamin D is here. Hi, Jamin. How are you? Hope you are well. Yeah, Irene, I totally stole my brother's GI Joes. I went and got them. It is really I really did that too. So yes, thank you, Retro Nerd Girl. Why not, right? I mean, when else are we going to have something like this, Retro Nerd Girl? When else are we going to have that? Lorena just was able to get her couture Barbies, and they're unbelievable looking. Retro Nerd Girl. She has hers. I have some newer Barbies that I picked up that I love. They look like Barbies going out to a club. It's amazing. Let's do something like that and have a collector's party or something special. I'll try and think of something, Retro Nerd Girl. Let's just enjoy it because, like I said, when are we going to get another Barbie movie? Probably not for a long time. So let's just go ahead and enjoy Barbie and all those wonderful moments and memories about Barbie, right? Bonzo says, I never had any Barbies. This is very Oh my goodness, Bonzo, you gave me such a chuckle. I never had any Barbies. This is very exclusionary. I demand some inclusion. Does G.I. Joe not have any feelings? Yeah, G.I. Joe was, of course, her boyfriend. Of course, she couldn't tell Ken anything. You know, she had to keep it on the down low. But yeah, see, G.I. Joe was off, fighting wars and such. And, he would come home and, of course, they would spend time together. Now, it would be great if I could get a Barbie camper before we do that Barbie show, Retro Nerd Girl. The Barbie camper was the perfect camper, at least in my opinion. I had one. I should have never gotten rid of my Barbie camper. Gosh, why did I get rid of it? There was places where she could rest and sit down. It had real wheels so you could push it along. She'd go to the beach. I could have taken it to the beach right here. Okay, I'm a little excited about a Barbie camper, but honestly, the movie is supposed to make you excited about the Barbie genre. And it is exciting for those of us who enjoy Barbie. I also love G.I. Joe, Bonzo. Those were a slightly different type of fabrication of a toy. Certainly Joe's looked amazing too. Ethan says, I think Barbie going into the real world would be a mixed bag for the viewer. Yeah. It's Tom Jr. Jackson says it's hard. RM 3023. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, do you really? Oh, I'm so glad, Mario. I'm so glad. They got a lot of backlash too. And I remember seeing them and a lot of people were not necessarily happy with the prequels, but I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Of course, I love Revenge of the Sith. That might be my favorite prequel film. Irene says, side note, can we have an online prom night for adults? Maybe, Irene, maybe we can, but you certainly should join us when Retro Nerd Girl, and I'm assuming Lorena will do this, and I will be doing the Barbie party. We definitely need to do that. Yeah, see, Retro Nerd Girl has confirmed it. We all know that Barbie has a thing with G.I. Joe. She certainly does have a thing. Now, Carrie, do you mean Sex in the City, Carrie? Yeah, maybe we could do that. I love it, Irene. Yeah, maybe. You never know. And I wouldn't be surprised. Could you imagine if you could be with a G.I. Joe? I mean, that sounds amazing, like an amazing night. It says, I adore you. I adore you too, Irene. Knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Absolutely, Irene. This is so much fun. Bonzo says, G.I. Joe is a real man. Oh, unlike Ken. Whoa. Ken is just different. He's different. Okay, he's different. I love this. Mikey Lito, you are making me so happy here, says, this is sick, but I think I'd actually like to see you ladies have a Barbie party. See what happens. Then we're doing it. I just have to figure out how we're going to do this. See what happens on Sunday brunch. I really need a mimosa right now. I am so excited about this. Stavros and Mikey Lito, we are excited to have you be there at the party too, if you have Barbies. And you too, Irene, if you can procure a Barbie or not. This is really open for everybody just to enjoy and celebrate, because like I said, I don't know the next time we're going to get a Barbie film like this or an event. So let's just enjoy it for what it is. Stavros says, I never had Joe's, but I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. I think the only can I had was a Greek International and American Summer Pool. Ooh, I think I have the pink mega car. No lie. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are cool too, Stavros. Those are great. All right. And Mikey Lito says he doesn't have any Barbies, but I had to get rid of it. He did have a can. It wasn't anatomically correct. Yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment, isn't it? Irene says, I have been with several girls. Joe's. And I don't think any of their names were actually Joe though. Yeah, it's just a name for the general soldier. But Nathan says, I wonder how they will incorporate G.I. Joe into the next Transformers movie. Yeah, this is a good question. I didn't even know that was happening, Nathan, and thank you for letting me know. It'll be great to see that. I love G.I. Joe. Okay, so Irene says she's going to buy or scavenge one from the abyss of my daughter's room. Very good. That is perfect, Irene. Sounds like you're all set to join us. And Nathan says Mikey Lito will buy some Barbies so he can join the party too. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nathan, you can buy some. Certainly, there's no reason why not. We welcome everybody. And Retro Nerd Girl says Barbies, can G.I. Joes, and mimosas. Yeah, maybe we could open it up to Joe's. Certainly would be a lot of fun. Oh, wow. Well, Irene, my goodness. I'm so glad he was a gentleman, Irene. And Mikey Lito says, I just might, Nathan, I'm very secure in my maleness. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. I'm putting it on. I'm putting it on the list. Hey, Nathan, I did watch the Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, I think I hope, guys, let me know, for those of you who did watch Transformers Rise of the Beast, what you thought. I'm putting it on the list for the Barbie party. Okay. Retro Nerd Girl, Irene, Mikey Lito, anybody who wants to do this, we're going to have a Barbie party and it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's on the list, Barbie party. And it's going to happen. So let's just enjoy it. Let's enjoy this time. Like I said, we don't know when it's coming back. And I'm going to get my Barbie camper. I'm going to get a camper. I'm so excited. I'm going to start looking for it soon. Yes, I did watch Transformers Rise of the Beast. It was wonderful, Nathan. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, I watched it. I loved it. I wonder how everybody else felt about it. It's been a little while ago, but yeah, I enjoyed it very much. Random Rick Reviews is here. Hey, Random Rick Reviews. Good to see you here on Positive Fandom for Sunday Brunch. Says, hey, everyone, just dropping in to say hi. Well, hello to you, Random Rick Reviews. Thank you for dropping by. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the galaxy, Stavros says the Segway will be headmasters. They take parts for both sides for their own cause. Oh, wow. Irene. Really? Well, thank you, Irene. That is very kind of you to do that. Yeah, that is really kind. I can't even say it, but you forgot his name. That's okay, Irene. I really do appreciate that. It is very kind of you to look out for others, Irene. You're looking out for others. And Dino Dinosaur says, in 2024, you get Deadpool 3, Alien Romulus, Captain America, Argyle, Quiet Place 3, and Gladiator 2 sounds fantastic. It does sound good, Dino Dinosaur, doesn't it? Certainly amazing. Irene says, Barbie party. Heck yeah. And Tom Jr. Jackson says, I'll make the thumbnail. Thank you so much. Nathan says he's very scared about a Barbie party. LOL. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. I love it. So guys, I do want to talk about, we are actually almost in the second, we're in the second hour already for Sunday brunch. And I do want to talk about something that really kind of rocked my household this week. And it has to do with Turner Classic Movies. And Tom, I finally got to talk about this because it really kind of shook things up for here. And I'm going to explain why, guys. So Turner Classic Movies is a channel for those of you who don't watch Turner Classic Movies. It's a movie channel that shows classic movies. It's pretty much Warner Brothers. They have an incredible catalog of films. And it's a channel that my mother watches 24/7. There's absolutely no commercials in Turner Classic Movies. They have great show hosts who talk about classic films, the actors, the directors, the producers, the studio, everything. They have a film festival. It's called the Turner Classic Movies Film Festival. They have a cruise that takes place in November. And, you know, it's an amazing community of people, and only to find that they've had a number of layoffs. They had layoffs earlier this year, but now many of the high paid executives have been laid off. And the fear, of course, for many of us, including me in the film community, is that they're going to close the channel. And we're talking about films from the 1920s all the way up to the 1990s, maybe even the 2000s. Films that you can't go and buy because they're not available for sale. Silent films, black and whites, everything you can imagine. They cover a variety of topics. They also have an affiliation with the Academy of Motion Pictures. One of the hosts of Turner Classics happens to be, I can't speak. One of the hosts, why is it, did I change the color yet? One of the hosts of Turner Classics happens to be, what does the background look like that? Happens to be the president of the Academy of Motion Picture Sciences. So they have a huge affiliation with that. Let me just change this back. That's because I had this background and then I changed it back to this one. So what is my point? My point is that Turner Classics, I've been watching Turner Classics with my mom since 1990 something. I think it was either 4 or 8 when it first came out. I've been watching that channel that long. And I've seen a lot of their films, but every now and then there's a film that I haven't seen. My mother has seen every single film they've ever shown. We're talking probably, I don't know, it might be a couple thousand films that they show. It's an incredible channel. It's not for everybody. Not everybody likes Turner Classics, and I understand that. But to be honest with you guys, I absolutely love Turner Classics. It's so important to my mother and I. She watches it. It's really, it's part of our entire being. And of course, I had always talked about reaching out to Ben Mankiewicz, whose grandfather was huge in establishing, the current movies, let's say for the Western world, the movie theaters, the movie houses, the movie business. It's really amazing. They had the film festival already. I think it was in either March or April, but this is very interesting. Here it says, in January, I devoted this column to questions about the prospects for Turner Classic Movies, and the company did its best to project a bright future. However, he says, we feel fortunate in this new world at the top someone cares about us, but it has its limits. After a handful of layoffs earlier this year, TCM lost its 5 senior executives this year, including Shen Yon and VP of the programming strategy, Charlie Tebesh, a 25-year veteran known as the network's curation mastermind. And more staffers were laid off later in the week. The TCM UK channel also closed. Now, I didn't know there was a Turner Classic Movies UK channel. For those of you who are in the UK, have you ever watched the Turner Classics UK channel? Well, apparently, unfortunately, it's closed, and that's terrible. There has also been discussion now tabled of eliminating post-film discussion segments. Those post-film discussion segments are when, Alicia, Ben Mankiewicz will come on to the television, and Alicia will come on the television. The guy who does the show called Noir Alley will come onto the television, and they'll say, "Oh, you're going to love this film. It's from 1940, starring Cary Grant and this person." And like last night, they showed Vertigo, starring Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak. And of course, they talked about it and stuff like that. But it was very interesting to see the response and the conversation. And so it is possible. It is possible that, none of you guys watch Turner Classics, but I watch it, and I am huge into film preservation and into retro films, old films. It's something that is so incredibly important to me when it comes to movies and the preservation of movies, studying film and cinema, looking at the way people relate to one another. So, it'd be a shame if it did stop, if this channel was cut off, if it was changed. And it really set off kind of like a panic attack, because if they were able to, kind of close one channel, they'd be able to go ahead and close this one. And I really have to say, if they closed Turner Classic Movies, I don't even know what I would do. It would shake the foundations of my house. I would be like, no, so it hasn't happened, but things are very uncertain at Turner Classics, and that's the fact. And here it says, they're talking about, even if DeLuca and Abdi secure greater managerial oversight, it's hard to see how they might restructure a brand that has already been dismantled from the top. The treasured TCM Classic Film Festival has been reduced to a staff of 2 people, Mark Wayans and Lindsay Griffin, while Tibesh's programming team is comprised of 3 people, Senior Director Stephanie Thames, Director Scott McGee, and Coordinator Ben Sheaves. Sources tell me that while Shunyun will not rejoin the company after the latest developments with DeLuca and Abdi, Tibesh is still in the mix and may find a way back into this week's events, if it's guaranteed the kind of programming autonomy that enabled him to maintain the substance of Turner Classics. For now, the preeminent brand, the only brand for classic film in America. It's the only brand for classic film in America that shows movies constantly on a cable channel, because I don't think there's a Criterion cable channel. Only Criterion comes close to forging such reverence for the history of the medium across generations, and it has been reduced to a scrappy team tasked with serving an ambiguous agenda. Zaslav can love classic film all he wants, but a real hero would acknowledge the obvious. TCM needs a new home, not a tenuous slot inside a place with no tangible investment in its future. If that home is indeed with Warner Brothers Discovery, then its structure within the company must be reinvented to ensure its long-term stability. Because once they take Turner Classic Movies off the air, they're going to be movies that we never see again. We will never see these movies again. It's gone. That's where the main problem continues to fester. Warner Brothers Discovery Network marketing is now consolidated to a so-called center of excellence that oversees all its brands within the U.S. Networks group. However, TCM doesn't run ads. It sits near the bottom of the list for that team. Yeah, they don't run ads on TCM. Even if it incorporates advertisement into its offering, the core passionate audience would be comparatively smaller than the ones for other channels. Whoever leads TCM will have to carve a path out of the centralized structure so the channel isn't constantly pitted unfairly against the other brands. The executives running TCM will also have to respect its curatorial agenda rather than pushing it toward the corporate mandates. After all, the decision to fire TCM's top leadership made little sense in the first place. The brand's value largely stems from the people who program for its devout audience. Ted Turner's movie library gave birth to the brand decades ago, but much of what TCM airs is licensed from other sources. Its curatorial spice comes from a blend of comforting familiarity and ventures into the unknown. For every Casablanca or Citizen Kane, you'll find a rare silent comedy or an underappreciated B movie to prove that film history is a constant journey. The brand value lies in people with institutional knowledge and cinephile curiosities like me. I'm a huge cinephile curiosity person who give TCM the authority and authenticity that makes it into a reputational asset for the company. So guys, to be honest with you, it's not an expensive studio to run. And here it says Spielberg and Scorsese are trying to get involved in this. But I did just want to bring it to your attention. It really is. Oh, those pants look nice. It really is very hard to think about a world without Turner Classics. And I actually worry about my mom, guys, because this is all my mother watches 24/7. Like, it's on all the time. This is all she watches is Turner Classic Movies. And I'm afraid that if Turner Classic Movies isn't there, she'll check out. She's 86. She's like, oh, it's gone. Then I'm gone. See you guys later. I'll watch my movies in heaven. That's what she'll say. There's no reason for her to stick around. I mean, other than me. And, so this is something to think about. I think that for the community of people who enjoy it, it's really sad. Okay. Irene says, my daddy took us to the Turner Building in Atlanta when we first moved from California. And something, it's interesting. I remember when there used to be TNT, Turner Network Television as well. And he used to have the Atlanta Braves games on. I remember you could watch games on his network or on regular TV without paying for it. Those were the days, guys. Retro Nerd Girl says, Mike and Pam are the last two executives of Warner Brother Discovery I trust. Hopefully they can preserve something of the channel or bring it to the forefront of media again. Exactly, Retro Nerd Girl. And to be honest with you, I don't see Turner Classics Movies making them a whole bunch of money. This is not a money-making venture as far as I can tell. It's for people who value the need for seeing classic films. Years ago on network TV, you used to see old films on all the time. They just show old films. But this is really the only place to find those old films these days. There's no other place that you can find it with hosts, with Mankiewicz talking about how important it is for them to preserve the past. I remember the first time I started watching Turner Classics, they had a special program and I believe it was Scorsese and De Niro who spent a ton of money. It might be Spielberg, Scorsese and Spielberg, who spent a ton of money, threw it at the Academy so that they could preserve films from the 1920s and 30s, which apparently 90% of them had completely deteriorated even when they started the project. And so they spent millions of dollars of their own coin going towards preserving classic films. And these films have to constantly be preserved. It's only in the last 20 years that it's been digital and we don't have to worry about, preserving celluloid features. So think about all those films that have been made that may not even have been digitized yet, need to be restored. It's so much that's involved in this. It's not just about even seeing shows on the channel. So there's a lot going on. Bonzo Kilborn says, you and R&B need to head over to Warner Brothers and raise hell. I want to go and do it. I want to go and do it and just say, hey, you guys can't do this. Do you realize how important this channel is? My 86-year-old mom is watching it right now. Don't you dare shut it down, because she'll say, what happened? Where's the movies? What's going on? I don't know. You'll hear her during the gaming stream. If they turn off Turner Classics, she won't stop talking about it when I'm gaming. She'll say, I can't believe there's no more Turner Classics. She would freak out. Okay. Dino Dinosaur says, Turner Classic Movies UK will cease to exist on July 6, 2023. Some of the Turner Classic Movies UK film library will go to the UK free-to-air channel Quest. Thank you, Dino Dinosaur. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's wonderful information. Thank you so much for doing that. Yes, Tom Jr. Jackson, there is a Criterion channel. And I have the channel, but it's not a live channel. It's more like on demand, like Netflix or something. At least from what I understand it to be, Tom. I have it on my phone. I think that's what it is, but maybe I'm wrong. But as far as I know, it is an app, and it's not the same thing as Turner Classics, where you have hosts who do live shows and things. But Criterion is also very, very good. Irene Jobson says, haha, no autumn peeping. It's true. Let's see. Yeah. And Mikey Lito says, Turner Classic Movies is a great channel. I check every month to see what movies are available. Absolutely. Oh, you did just send me something, Tom Jr. Jackson? Awesome. Let's see what Tom has sent me. I hope it's good news, Tom. Did you make a thumbnail, Tom? Because you said you were going to make one. Let's see what we got here. You did. Yeah, we're definitely going to use it, Tom. We will be using this thumbnail. Barbie Party is on. Oops, Barbie Party is on. I'm excited for that. Bonzo Kilborn says, well, come on over and act out the classics for mom. High Noon, Citizen Kane, Robin Hood, On the Waterfront, whatever she wants. That's so sweet that you'd come over and do that for mummy. I was thinking, Bonzo, that what some of the things we're going to do for those of us who like to act, who like to do acting, that we are going to, and maybe you too, Bonzo, we're going to start reading some classic screenplays and scripts on the air here on Positive Fandom, and just kind of enjoying reading these scripts and doing, sort of like the walkthroughs with them. So certainly acting out the classics, doing a show like that, radio shows and stuff, is something that I do want to start doing on Positive Fandom. So Bonzo, if you're interested, let me know. Or any of you all who are actors and are interested in doing reads here on Positive Fandom, let me know, because I certainly do want to start doing that and looking at some classic screenplays and also having some classic reads. It's going to be fun. Time to shine as an actor, as a voice actor, whatever you are. We're going to enjoy that. So I'm looking forward to that, going forward. The other thing I was going to say is, let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, Irene. I'm so glad you brought this out. I'm so glad you brought this up, Irene. Guys, I have watched The Walking Dead from the first episode to the last episode, pretty much every single show that they have. I have some 1/6 scale figures of The Walking Dead. I have Morgan and I have Ezekiel. And I knew they were going to do a new series. This wasn't a surprise at all. I knew they were going to do a new Walking Dead series. It was going to be with Maggie. It was going to be with Negan. It's called Dead City. And it looked amazing, but I didn't know what it was going to be like. I had no idea what to expect. And I got to tell you guys, it has exceeded my expectations so far. It's true. It's only 2 episodes. But I'm talking about Walking Dead, Dead City, season 1. It essentially has Maggie. It has Negan. And they've taken Maggie's son. They've kidnapped him and brought him to New York. So, it's all hell, and she's got to go get her son back. So this is what this is about. I think it's amazing. It really is amazing, Irene. And I've been enjoying The Walking Dead, Dead City. It's been phenomenal. Negan is back. Negan is kicking ass and taking names. I love Negan when he's like that. I really wish I had gotten that 1/6 scale figure of Negan, guys. Now I regret it because it's not there anymore. It was either So Toys or some other company that made it. But now Negan is back. Like, Negan is badass. He's been all quiet and timid, more or less. But now he's badass. The badass Negan that we know and love is back. I really enjoy that he is back. Can I make myself bigger? I make myself bigger. I kind of play around with these things, but The Walking Dead, Irene, it's amazing. I've been watching it. I love it. Irene, what episodes have you seen? I've seen 1 and 2. I think if you have a subscription like I do, you can see episode 2 earlier. It is so good, Irene. It's in New York. I love, like dirty, gritty New York. It's like a modern dirty, gritty New York. It's amazing. So glad you brought it up. Tom Jr. Jackson says, I want to do that too. It's important to those in nursing homes as well. Yeah. When my mother was in rehabilitation, the place that she was at was a nursing home. And while she was there, they had Turner Classics and it was on. Every single person was watching Turner Classics. So I was like, wow, they had Turner Classics here? This is great. Mike Alito talks about On the Waterfront, which was on last night on Turner Classics, right, Mike Alito? It was on last night with Marlon Brando and is it Eva? I can't remember her name. Eva something. And then East of Eden. That was also on. And Vertigo. Those were, I think, the shows that were on last night, I think, or recently. Stubble says, to connect things, Ted Turner of TCM Finance Gettysburg that you're watching later. He also has a cameo as a Southern Liberman that's shot. Interesting. See, Stubble, you just never know how things work out with this. It's very interesting how much of an impact Ted Turner has had on television, on networks. He was an amazing guy. I really wish we had somebody like him again who was interested in bringing shows to people and interested in programming. Yeah, that was also on. Mikey Lito, my mother does not like that movie. She doesn't like it. Freaking what's her name? Calling on the phone about Betty Davis and saying, yes, I think there's something wrong with her. And Betty Davis is listening in on it. It's such a classic. So much fun to see those things. And thank you, Stubble and Mikey Lito, for mentioning that. I have studied voice acting, Bonzo. I didn't go to a school and get a fine arts degree or anything like that, but I have studied it. And I enjoy playing it. But my favorite acting is Shakespearean acting. And this is not exactly the medium where I could say, yeah, let's do a Shakespearean festival here on Positive Fandom. And everybody would say, oh, I don't know about that. But I like Shakespearean acting. I think it's so much fun. So yeah, I did study it. Bonzo. Yes, Irene, that's exactly what I'm talking about, my dear. That's what I'm talking about, is getting you guys on who are interested in reading a script, if that's what you'd like to do. So, and then, yeah, it's going to be fun. A Life with Father. Yes. Yes. Oh yes. The Courtship of Eddie's Father, with Glenn Ford. That's a good one. It's so good. Mike Lito, it's all so good. And that's what gets me, is that they know these films are great. And I'm wondering if they're looking at it from the point of view of, we have to stop showing this on a channel like this. We need to monetize this on a streaming service, which I would buy. I would buy it on the streaming service rather than the cable TV. But, it's not going to be as accessible to seniors if you throw it on a streaming service. They need that cable television connection. They need to keep it open. At least that's how I look at it. What do you think, Mikey Lee? Do you think seniors will be going on their phones to watch Turner Classic Movies? I don't see that happening. They need to turn on the TV and see Turner Classics that way. It hasn't happened yet. Dino Dinosaur says that Turner Classics UK is shutting down on July 6th. I can't. Okay, guys. Okay. Irene says Negan, spoiler, is the man who killed her husband. Yes, he did. And that was a great episode. Irene, that was so good. Yes. Irene says all of them on AMC Plus. I love AMC Plus. They do show The Walking Dead, and you can watch everything there. Yes, Beach Blanket Bingo. But my absolute favorite in that genre, Michael Lito, is Viva Las Vegas. I will watch that forever. And Irene says, I watched that movie about bingo where a lot of people died. And here's one for Tom, A Hard Day's Night. Yeah, that's a great show. Of course, it's about the Beatles. And also, Stubble McShave says, Lieutenant, YouTube changed it to Lieberman. Don't know why. Fair enough. Interesting. Bonzo Kilsborn says, I could have had class. I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender instead of a bum. And of course, that's from On the Waterfront, right? That's from On the Waterfront, guys. Yeah, they do, but they're not good at it. And they have to click on things and they're like, I don't know what buttons to push. So I'm looking at the seniors at some of these retirement homes where many of them don't like those newer phones. They like the old landline phones for some of them. Mikey Lito, but you make a point, Irene. It is very true. Now, Mikey Lito says, I had to drop Criterion because it's too much money with the other streaming services. Yeah, it's pricey. And you don't get what you get with Turner Classics. I don't really see them dismantling the cable channel. I don't see them doing that. But maybe they'll put in ads. Mikey Lito, would that not be a disaster if they put ads in Turner Classic Movies? It'd be a disaster. Excuse me for burping. It'd be a disaster. I don't see that happening. It would really be terrible. It's just insane. It's insane. And the last thing I wanted to talk about has to do with, it's not really about the movies. It has to do with this terrible disaster that happened with the Titan. And I spoke about it briefly on Friday and how awful I felt for the families that were affected by this maritime disaster, if you will, if you want to call it that. Um, and so, yeah, um, I think it's a terrible thing that happened, but there are a lot of people who apparently think that because they're very, very wealthy, that it just must have been just one of the most horrific experiences they've ever experienced. So this was just awful. Yeah, I agree, Mike Alito. Yeah, no commercials for it. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that anybody would die going down to see the Titanic. Um, that's not on something that I thought would even be a possibility. I always thought that that's just not going to happen. Um, James Cameron talked about how when he made his submersible and he went down into the deeps, he went into this trench that was like twice the depth of the Titanic, that he put on the exterior of his vessel. If he got stranded down there, no one could ever come and get him. So he knows that if he got stranded, he would die down there. So he did a solo mission for that. The second thing he did was that he put on the outside of the vessel that he made. It's a one-man vessel. In case he got stuck down there, he put human remains inside, meaning his. And I thought that was very interesting. But certainly, what I was going to say is, for people who are attempting to do these risky things, just buyer beware. Buyer beware. People still go on trips to let's say climb Everest, and people die on that trip quite often. But like I said, I never thought anybody would die in going down to see the Titanic. That's what also is incredibly tragic. It would be different if it failed and they were able to get them out of there. And I almost wish they were able to get them out of there. I also didn't realize that since they had lost communication with them after an hour and 45 minutes, they were almost at the wreck site. Because I guess it takes 2 hours to get down there. But yeah, this was I also would never go down. But yeah, may they rest in peace. May they rest in peace. It's terrible. But just buyer beware. I don't know. You see, because it's a different world. Yes, those guys were millionaires, but people are taking out loans to take special trips like this. They're double, like getting a double mortgage what is it called when you remortgage, or to get money to go on expensive trips. People are doing that. They're spending life savings, retirement money, whatever it is, to do trips like this. So just buyer beware. Check on the sources, check and see if you have made the right choice for what you're going to do, because people are still going to go ahead and take these trips. They're going to do these trips. They're going to do things like this regardless, right? Okay. I just want to read some comments that, yes, Mikey Lito says, I agree. I pay for no commercials. Jamin D says, I wonder about how many people from this generation watch classic retro movies, are aware of TCM, or know about this news. Also to them, what is the cap as to what they are willing to watch? 90s, 80s. Yeah, I mean, it does that. It covers the 80s and the 90s. It also covers some cool 70s movies like Bullet and like all that cool stuff. Because TCM is not getting viewership. It's true. So it's older generation that has been watching. Yes. Yep. It isn't getting viewership. It's absolutely not ever going to get the viewership it needs to turn bank. However, it's culturally significant, and that's the focus. And people would be very upset if it's removed culturally. And honestly, Jamin D, one of the things that will happen is if it shuts down, we'll never see those movies ever again. They're gone forever. No one will ever air those movies on a channel ever again. We'll never see that variety of films on a channel again. So that's something that I'm especially concerned about, is the notion that we won't see movies from the 1920s to the 2000s anymore. We won't see them. No one will air them. You know how many times on TCM's program, of course you know it, Jamie D. You know this. I have a feeling you know this already. But I'm concerned with the notion that those movies that we've been seeing in Turner Classic all this time, and nobody watches or shows old movies anymore. There's no channel that shows it. There might be one or two that show some movies that don't have the licenses have expired, or the, what is it called? So they can be shown at any time. There's no restrictions. But for the movies that have won Academy Awards, they have 30 days of Oscar where they'll show a good portion of the movies that have won Academy Awards. There's no other place to go that has that. So it's something to think about when it comes to Turner Classics. They never made their money back. The channel was never about making money. It was about making a culturally significant show and television programming that gave you films that were classics that you couldn't find anywhere else. And it's for cinephiles, for people who love the movies. Very, very niche group. Yeah. So But getting back to this, Irene talks about her heart is still broken. Isn't it awful? I just wanted to say, buyer beware. If any of you, which you are perfectly willing to do, perfectly within your rights to do, if you are planning a trip that is risky, just beware. Go ahead and look at those safety checks. That's what I'm saying for my comments on this. Of course, I feel terrible for the families, but do your homework and check and make sure everything is safe before you go out there. Mikey Lito says, I'm surprised Cameron didn't comment until after it was all over. Even more surprising was that no news organization contacted him before Friday. You know something, Mikey Lito? He stayed silent on purpose, right? He didn't want to say anything because he didn't want to get it wrong. I think he just felt that he had to do that. Yeah, Irene, he's only 19 years old. A 19-year-old young man who hasn't even started to live his life, was killed in this expedition. And it is heartbreaking. Guys, just do a second mortgage. People are doing that. They're taking out second mortgages to go to places like Everest. They're taking out second mortgages to go to places, remote locations, remote things. People are doing stuff like this. They'll go ahead and pull out $100,000 to go on a trip like this. People will do this to go to Everest. It happens. I mean, it does happen. It's not just the wealthy people, Michaelita says, to be honest, I have a problem with people being tourists as mass grave sites. It's kind of ghoulish. Okay. I hear you. Stavros says 19-year-old hit me hard. Yeah. You know something? I don't know any young kids who want to go to the Titanic wreck site. So, this might have been something that was an opportunity that he got. From what I heard, he went with his dad. It's supposed to be a special time for them. Irene says, yeah, I had a baby when I was 17. He is turning 19. Aw, I put him up for adoption. What? Oh my gosh, Irene. Wow. That is quite a confession. Ooh, oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you for sharing that with us. That is certainly a very important thing to share with someone. And thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure you think of him every day, your child. So I'm sure you still feel it. Can you imagine being 19 and your life ending so quickly? Oh, dear. Michaelita says, I haven't been to Lower Manhattan since 2001. You haven't been to South Street Seaport, Michaelita. Weren't we supposed to go to Fleet Street? Are we going to go to Fleet Street, Fleet Week next year? Fleet Street. That sounds like something out of British or London. Are we going to go to Fleet Week next year, Michaelito? Go down to Lower Manhattan, go to South Street Seaport, see the ships and the sailors come in. Michaelito, we need to do that next year for Fleet Week. So let's prepare ourselves for that trip, Mikey Lito. You and I are definitely going to go down there, and then maybe we'll go to the Angelica and watch some classic films there. But I think it would be interesting. Now, Irene says, ironically, her adopted son lives in New York. Oh, wow. How about that? And Mikey Lita says, I'm going to have to force myself to go to West and Liberty, and I used to work there. Jamie, you know something? It's easier to walk downtown to Michaelito because they closed off some of the streets. There's no traffic. All those Wall Street firms are not necessarily there anymore. It's more residential. You know, things are quite different over the past, 10, 15 years. But Jamie D says, I completely agree that it is ingrained in pure American culture for me. And it's like sacred. Yeah. Dinosaur says, RM, the sad contrast is that 600 plus, yes, immigrants were lost at sea in Greece. I heard about it. At the same time, in a week, but it gets less attention. Yeah, it really is sad. And there's been a few capsizes, if that's what you want to call it, capsizing incidents this year, Dinosaur, right? Of immigrants trying to come in for a better life. And those waters are treacherous and they pile in so many people onto the boat and it's totally overloaded and it's horrible what happens. Oh, really? Irene, you didn't hear about it? You know something? I saw it on BBC News. Nathan says Cameron didn't say anything until the news media asked him to comment due to his Titanic disaster knowledge and personal trips to the wreckage. He didn't need to comment beforehand. Yeah, I think he waited until he got all the information. But seriously, some of us here who are in the chat, not everybody, but some of you may be taking, risky excursions and we support you. This is not, I haven't told anybody that they shouldn't take a risk if that's what you want to do. What I'm saying is do your homework and be careful. Check the safety information. Make sure you are getting as safe a trip as possible. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead and double check and triple check because I care about this community. I don't want anybody in this community getting hurt when they don't have to. Go ahead and make those checks. Call on friends. Call up somebody. Hell, you're going down there, call Cameron and ask him about his recommendations or whatever. Do stuff like that. And make sure that you are safe. You will, Mikey Lito. I'm so looking forward to it. We can go to South Street Seaport. We can go ahead and have like a seafood dinner. And then we can see the soldiers the sailors come in. We can go to the Intrepid. And then we can go to the Angelica and hang out. It'd be a great day, Mikey. Yeah. Okay. So Irene says, Art, you better go grab Mickey by the ear and do fun stuff. I will. Stubble, I heard about this. And that it's heartbreaking to hear stuff like this. But once again, like my final thought is I support you guys. You want to go climb Everest. You want to go ahead and, whatever excursion it is, go ahead and do it. Just stay safe out there. I want you guys to be safe. I want our community to stay safe. And anybody watching this, do your homework. Make sure you know everything that's at risk. And just stay safe even. Don't take something that may not be safe for you. That it is unfortunate to hear that. And also, Dinosaur says the 19-year-old told his aunt he was scared to go, but his dad wanted him to go. It was Father's Day week. Okay. Oh, to be 19. Now, some of us here in the chat, I don't know if there are any 19-year-olds, but I'm not 19. But I remember being 19, and you're just starting to live your life at 19. And it is heartbreaking, Irene. It is heartbreaking. And Dino says, great minds think alike. Yes. Michaelito, things have not been the same since then, has it? New York hasn't been the same since then, has it, Mikey Lito? It hasn't. It changed everything. It changed everything, Mikey Lito. It's not been the same since that tragedy. And that was 20 something years ago. So I agree with you, Mikey Lito, who says the Trade Center affected him a great deal. I still have PTSD about that day. And I do too. It was a terrible day. Irene says, my family goes on cruises all the time. I haven't and doubt I will. Cruises are they're safe. Those are safe. If you like to go sailing, Irene, they're fun. I've been on a few. And Irene for another $5 super chat says, for one bite of lobster, I will take it. Irene, thank you so much for your generosity today. Certainly makes a huge difference in me being able to continue stuff like that. And we actually, this is exciting. We know we're going to have a Barbie party. I have to see if somebody is reviewing The Walking Dead, Dark City. I have to see if someone's reviewing that, because I kind of would like to talk a little bit about that. And also, we're going to be doing reads here. When I say reads, we're going to be pulling up screenplays from our favorite movies, hopefully Blade Runner, and some. I'm not going to throw Shakespearean plays on you guys. I think that might be pushing it. But I love them, and I love to do those parts and read out the lines. So it'd be great to do some reads here on Positive Fandom. For those of you who are actors or just want to read some parts from these plays, it's going to be fun. We're going to be doing that coming up. Thank you so much, Irene. I'm going to go to the boardwalk and I'm going to get a lobster roll. I'm going to get a lobster roll, and I'm going to think of you, Irene. I might even take a photo and do it. At this, it's called the Smorgasbord. It's essentially the food trucks that are at the shore. And I will go ahead and get a lobster roll and think of you, Irene. This is so generous of you. Made such a big difference for me. I so appreciate. Stubble says, you don't know yourself at 19. You care too much about what, yeah, you don't know yourself. It is really something to think about. Yes, West and Liberty. Mikey Lito. For me, it was 27th Street on the west side. The tunnel where the nightclub I used to go to, that was really sort of like my place. And 57th Street and 3rd Avenue, where Art and Design High School was another place that I know very, very well. Of course, you and I know Manhattan like the back of our hands. But yeah, those two spots for me were huge in my life. And they still are in New York. Retro Nerd Girl was there. She was there and she saw everything. Right, Retro Nerd Girl? Everything changed after that, didn't it? It was just not the same city. It's not the same city. And it changed. Unfortunately, it was a worldwide event, and it affected everyone, the entire world. It was really a very sad day. All right. Hey, guess who's here? Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel, says, hey, RM. Well, hello, Fletcher Williams. Welcome. I'm just about done with the show, but so nice to see you. Hey, Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel. How are you doing? Let us know what you're up to before I end the show in a few minutes. Retro Nerd Girl says, I used to walk with my mommy down to the towers when I was little. Retro Nerd Girl. And it was nice. You remember the courtyard? How nice it was? It was really nice area, nice spot. It almost felt like you were not in New York. It had sort of like a futuristic city feel at that courtyard. It really felt otherworldly. Nathan says the Matt and Jess TV YouTube channel is reviewing the Walking Dead show. Thank you, Nathan. I'm going to check out Matt and Jess and see what they're saying about the show. I'm so excited. Nathan, are you watching The Walking Dead as well? I know Irene is watching it. It's so good. It is so good. I just love what they're doing. Stavros says, hashtag Barbie party. Yes, we are going to have such a wonderful party going forward. And yeah, this is a question. I thought they said that it was going to be in the movie and it wasn't going to be in the movie. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Like I want to hear that song. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh, don't you? Like, I'm a Barbie girl. I want to hear that in the movie, but I don't know. I would love to see that actress sing that song, even if she's lip syncing it, or even then it's a Scandinavian band that wrote that song, and it was amazing. They were so good. The Barbie song. Oh my gosh, it's got to be in the. I don't know if it's in the film, but they really needed it to be in there. I love Aqua. And it was a great video too, right, Irene? It was a great video. Hey, Mikey Lito says, I'm looking for a smoky jazz bar to take Bobby if he ever comes this way again. Well, a smoky jazz bar. I guess we're on the pursuit of a smoky jazz bar, Mikey Lito. Let's see if we can find that. And it would be a lot of fun, Mikey Lito, to see something like that. Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel says, I watched the first episode of Dark City. It was a bit jumbled for me. You didn't care for it. A little jumbled, Fletcher. Did you like Negan in it? It's something to think about. Yeah, Tom, it's not in the movie. Barbie girl is not. Darn it. But hey, Stavros, you have a great day. Guys, I'm going to be wrapping up the stream today. What a fun stream with you all. I had such a great time hearing everybody. Irene, you're always so generous, Irene. Thank you so much for the super chats. Yeah, Fletcher. Yeah, it's changed. It's not the New York of my youth. However, it is still fabulous. There's still fun things to do. Hey, Nathan says, I am not a big Walking Dead viewer. Everything I heard about it seemed to repeat itself. Yeah, it's going to be repetitive, Nathan. It is going to be repetitive. I just like seeing Negan come back and be badass because they softened him up. 10 years later, he's supposed to have grown up. Things are different. No, I don't want to see that Negan. I want to see Negan with his Lucille, bat, kicking butt and taking names for that. So, hey. Irene says, I'll fly up to New York if RM will protect me. Yes, I will protect you. Don't worry. Things are going to be fine. It's going to be wonderful. Yes. Always wrap it up. Absolutely. Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel says, have a great day. You too. And it's Lucille. Thank you so much. It is Lucille with the nail sticking out of her. Lucille, his friend, his companion along the way. I want to see him with something like that. And Bonzo Kilborn says, I demand that everybody in this chat have a wonderful week. I have spoken. And Michael Lita says, I'm checking out Barbie's and Ken's, Nathan. Nathan says, I'll stick with The Last of Us, LOL. Well, guys, I just want to thank all of you for being here today for Sunday Brunch. It's been such a pleasure. And Irene, for the generous super chat. This one's for the girls. And for one bite of lobster, Irene, I so appreciate it. As I said, I'm going to go to the Smorgasburg, which is a few blocks from here, go to the beach and get a lobster roll, which I will show you at some point. Thank you, Irene. Certainly for one bite of lobster. I so appreciate your generosity. I want to thank Tom Jr. Jackson, my moderator, collaborator, and good friend for everything. Tom Jr. Jackson. We are all goof people, Tom. Guys, check out Tom Jr. Jackson's channel, Retro Nerd Girls channel, Maria Spino's channel. Of course, like and subscribe to Positive Fandom, please, guys. Also, Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel, RRR Reviews, and anyone else that I didn't mention here. Guys, Mikey Lito live as well. Guys, I have to say I enjoyed today's stream so much with you all. Really such a wonderful group of people. And, enjoy the rest of your day. We are going to have a fun time for the rest of this year. We are into June. It is summer. But I've got to tell you guys, this is going to be a fantastic summer and fall. I'm so excited and just had such a wonderful time with you all. Guys, remember, no matter where you are in the galaxy, guys. Yes, I'm so excited for it too. Remember, no matter where you are in the galaxy, yes, please smash that like button. And remember, and Irene, once again, thank you for the super chats. Guys, remember, no matter where you are in the galaxy, always remember to please be kind. Take care, everybody.